Hello, and welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. I'm your host. So, what I'm going to do now, whoa, holy mama, is, well, what I think I'm going to do, whoa, is take the circuit board out of this pet. That is the plan. There are, oh no you don't, oh no you don't, I'm not going to pull on that. Things like to lean back. By the way, the transformer in these machines, whoa, are beastly heavy. Beastly heavy. Anyway, there are 3, if I remember correctly, screws that hold the circuit board into the pet, I think. Ow. Am I missing one? No, there it is. I just can't see it. There it is. And then there's, whoa, 3 little plastic hold downy things. Okay, 3 screws. Now I do have a bag here. Pet 4032 screws. Okay, this is, okay. You know what? I'm going to put these in here, just so they're in a bag. Somewhere I have other bags that have other stuff. Now, okay, now, let's see here. Let's hold this back down a little bit. Yes. Pull off the power connector. The monitor is off. There is no keyboard. And then, with this handy dandy little chip puller, see the plastic feet, there's basically one little thing that sticks out. You gotta kind of compress that, and then you can get the board to rise up. Okay, come on. Hello. Maybe it's sticking out the other side. Maybe it's not. Okay, no. Okay. Ah. Now, there are 3 of them. And they can be difficult. Where is the 3rd one? Oh, there it is. It's right. Oh, sorry, I know you can't see. It's kind of along the side of the board. And sometimes you can just do it nicely with a fingernail, but not this time. And of course, once you get a couple of them done, you don't want things to slip and then go back in place. So I will use my finger. There we go. And here's the board from a Commodore pet, which I'm very delicately going to sit down here on the floor before something goes wrong. And this is all unplugged. Okay. So I'm going to slide this over here. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. All right, now, here is the universal circuit board from a Commodore PET. There it is. There it is. There it is. This one has RAM troubles. It does. Oh, the chips are also filthy. Dusty. It's like it's encased in dust. So I'm suspecting, I'll have to look. Oh, see these ports. These ports on here are also very, 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 very filthy. They'll need to be cleaned up. Anyway, as I glance at the board, and I can do that, I'm looking at the circuitry that goes to the cassette port. And there are other things here along the way. There's a couple of other little chips. Oh, so have to do with this. Okay. It's Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel. That must be Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel.
Hello, David. Sorry, I had to take care of my sister, my mom were here.
Oh, very good. Anyway, I just took the circuit board of the picture I just sent you. I just took it out of the pet.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
looking at it through the light
Yeah.
to see if I can figure out. Remember, I told you the other one, when you typed in load and then pressed break, it wouldn't
Right.
break. So I'm just looking at the circuit board at saying, oh, what could be, what goes there, and there's
But
these.
does that tape drive work on a
Well,
properly
I no, I don't know yet. I've got to I've got to see about that because I've tried
Okay, so
two.
I looked at that picture
Yeah,
and it's highlighting 6, which
six.
is bit 6.
Yes.
So that picture I sent you of the unit,
Yeah.
it shows you look on the column, says bit 6, and you look down and it tells you what chip it is.
There's a whole bunch of them now.
Let me see if I can find that picture again.
But it's showing errors in many locations.
Well, the picture you sent me just shows one.
No.
Yes, it's many locations, but it's highlighting bit 6, which is across all of them. So if you look at that picture, at the bottom, there's PETs 40, 16, 40, 32, 80, 32, 12-inch monitor.
Yeah.
Bit 6 is the number is what, 7,000, your picture?
Well, it's showing a whole bunch of them, but yeah.
I know, but it's starting from where? Let's take a
It's
look.
like 4, 5, 6, and 7,
okay,
I
so
think.
it's 4,000 to 4FFFF. That's where it's starting from, right?
Yeah.
So the chip you have to replace is UA6.
Rudy. Just one?
Just that one.
Huh.
It could be more, but it's the one I found, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just looking back at looking to try and get the picture you speak of. But that would make sense because it is. See, the machine won't come up, so that means it's in the lower RAM to be sure.
Well, 4,000 to the diagram shows 4,000 to 7FFFF.
Yes, it does.
Right. So
okay.
That's where it's starting according to your picture.
Okay. So
UA6.
UA6.
So you see the top it says range, address range?
Yeah.
It says bit 6. So if you go back to your picture that you sent me,
yep,
you can see that the first 000 to 0FFF,
yep,
those 4 columns are fine, or 3 columns are fine, but the fourth one, 4,000 to 4FFF,
yep,
it needed to boot properly, right?
right.
So it's highlighted is the number 6, which refers to bit 6.
Right.
So then you go back to the picture I sent you, and you look at the very bottom where it says the pad for 40, 16, 40, 32, 80, 32.
Yeah.
And the range is from 4000 to 7FFF, that range.
Yep.
And you look across where it says bit 6. Bit 6 is UA6.
UA6. Okay.
And that's how it's diagnosed.
All right, I'm going to take a Sharpie. I'm going to mark that right now. And that is the one I will attack first. And then I'll put.
Was it UA14?
Well, that's on. See, you know what? I haven't done any desoldering for a while.
Okay.
So, and the last time I did, it didn't go well. So I'm going to try to get UA6 out of my circuit board successfully before I go at the other one.
Yeah.
And then I will. You know what? I may, assuming that fixes it.
Yeah.
Then. Oh, now I got to figure out if I have another 4116 chip. Yeah, assuming that fixes it, then I will carry on with the other machine for the UA14.
Yeah.
And then see what the diagnostic says after that.
Yeah, I would first change UA6.
Yep.
And then try it again and see if anything else pops up.
Very good.
Nice.
Alrighty. Well, yes, I have the board out here, It was funny. At the beginning, I put the diagnostic in, couldn't see anything on the screen. I thought, oh, that's not good. But of course,
Yeah.
I didn't have the monitor plugged in.
Ah.
So that will certainly slow down the thing. And the monitor screen, if you look at it, it looks very short. So I think something. Well, somebody may have adjusted it inside. Anyway, at some point, I know there's ways inside to adjust the height and the width and all that, but I am not doing that yet.
Yeah, first change the RAM so it
Yeah.
all passes, and then you can worry about that.
Yeah.
It might be okay. I think it's just the way the program shows it on the screen.
Well, the other one that I just had in there before I did this one, the screen was at full height. So I think
Oh, okay.
I think there's two little adjusters in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know how to do that. So.
Yeah, I love working inside monitors.
Well, someone's
Anyway.
got to do it. If not,
Yep.
I mean, I'll do it for you. But
No.
yeah,
I know how to do it. It's they're just two little kind of potentiometer things that just need a tweak.
If you have the oxid, you could just squirt some in that little potentiometer first, and then go back and forth a few times. Like maybe you fix the radio with the oxid, and do the same thing there. That way it doesn't stick, and you're gonna get nice fine adjustments.
Yes, the oxid is good. Yes.
Yeah. Or other electronic cleaner.
Yeah. Well, I think now I'm going to. I think I see the case for the de-soldering iron, so maybe I will get on to that.
Very good.
I shall. And then look for some sockets and things. And actually, tell me if I end up yanking an extra RAM chip out of this machine, like if I move one down,
right?
The machine, like from the upper part, the machine should still come up if I have found the bad one and it is the bad one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending on when you pull out.
Yeah. Well, I may have to, I may need to steal a RAM chip out of here because I'm not sure where I have any other 4116 chips sitting around.
Yeah, I would pull it out of another machine and pop it in just to see.
Yep.
And then put it back, right?
Yep. Well, I'm trying to get this fellow's fixed and then see what's what. I'm suspecting that and there, of course, none of them are socketed. That probably the tape drive thing is probably one of the 6520s or the 6522, but I don't know. But we'll see. I will get to a working PET with one of the data sets and make sure it's all working and make sure it's all fine and see what's wrong. There are some other little chips up in the top corner that do go, it seems, to the cassette port. So you never know, But anyway, I know the run stop key is working. I know it works fine. The keyboard is perfect. So it isn't that it won't. It's just something is not right. Anyway, I'll do more cleaning on the edge connector, and I'll keep at it. But I think there's more surgery coming for this other one. Anyway, we'll see. We will see. So I'm gonna get the de-soldering gun.
Yeah.
See what I can do. Yick.
What temperature do you put it at?
You tell me what to set it at.
Around 200.
Is that Celsius?
Sorry, not 200, 300.
300.
Sorry,
okay.
No, wait a minute. It's between 1 and 2. Can't remember right now.
Okay. They're basically pretty low.
Yeah, you don't want to go very high because then it'll burn the pad right off the board.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Okay.
No.
Between 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think it's 350. Sorry, I think it's not 200. 350.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
Okay.
I think at number 2 it's 400. So if you go between 1 and 2 thereabouts, then it should be good.
Okay.
That's what I do, anyways.
Alrighty. I will get the gun.
Alright, and you'll keep me posted.
Oh, yes. No doubt about it.
Excellent.
Yep. And, yes. Anyway, it would be nice to get one working, and then I can move on to the next.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, I will, I'll keep you posted. Of course, I am recording, so I will.
All right, then, I'll let you go.
I will get stuff, and well, I'm going to stop this recording and head to another once I get the gun ready. Okay, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel. Check out his channel. And I am going to set this phone down and gonna get the de-soldering gun out and get to it. So, thanks for coming to the TV room, where I am David Bradley, your host. Bye for now.